Everyone saw the donkey, but no one noticed him. He was, after all, just a donkey, living the life of a donkey. His owner, his master, made him carry heavy pieces of wood and bricks on his back. This made him very tired, and he'd walk slowly. His master, never a patient man, would sometimes hit the donkey with a stick and tell him to get a move on. At the end of the day, the donkey would ache and feel so tired. If he was lucky, his master would rub him down and give him a warm bucket of oats. But often the donkey was left in his stable, tied up with just straw to chew on. One day, a man came and spoke to the donkey's owner. Then the man took the donkey and led him away. The man had kind eyes and spoke softly to the donkey and then got on the donkey's back. This frightened the donkey at first. He was not used to a stranger riding him. Usually it was just wooden bricks that he carried on his back. But the man with the kind eyes patted the donkey and spoke soothing words to him, and this made the donkey feel calm. Then the man with the kind eyes directed the donkey to ride into the city of Jerusalem. The donkey had been in the city many times, but today it was very crowded and very noisy. Everyone was lining the streets and shouting. Some were even pulling branches out of the trees and waving them. The donkey would have been frightened, but the man with the kind eyes blew reassuringly in his ears. And then it occurred to the donkey that all the faces of the people were happy faces, all cheering, and all of them were pointing and waving at the man with the kind eyes, the man on his back. Some were even laying their cloaks down in front of the donkey so that he could walk on a soft carpet of clothes. The donkey thought that this man, the man with the kind eyes, must be someone very important, and the donkey was pleased to be carrying him. Much later, the man with the kind eyes took the donkey back to his stable, and that night he had warm oats for his supper. The donkey thought that perhaps this had been the most surprising and best day ever. The next week, everyone was the same, but everything was different. Today, the donkey was tied up to a stake at the side of the road in the middle of the city of Jerusalem. Just like last week, there was a crowd, but today the crowd was angry. Everyone was shouting, and instead of waving branches, many of them were waving fists. The donkey was frightened and wished he could go home. Then he saw something even more dreadful. Right in the middle of the crowd was the man with the kind eyes. On his back was a big piece of wood, which he was struggling to carry. And all around him, soldiers in uniforms were hitting and beating him with sticks. The donkey knew that sometimes a donkey carried a heavy load, and sometimes he was hit with a stick. But he'd never seen a man treated like this before, and it somehow seemed wrong to the donkey, like the world had been turned upside down. The man was led through the streets right by the donkey, then taken along the road through the city. Up on a hill, just outside the city gates, the donkey could see 3 posts. Then he saw the soldiers nail the man with the kind eyes onto the big piece of wood he was carrying and hoist it up onto the post. The man with the kind eyes was left to hang there while everyone watched and shouted. Later that afternoon, when it was usually hottest, a cold wind blew and the sky went dark. The donkey shivered. He felt like all the goodness in the world was gone. The donkey somehow knew that was when the man with the kind eyes had probably died. Much later, back in his stable, the donkey did not feel like eating at all. He just felt very, very sad.